Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Miranda, and today's my birthday, so happy birthday to me. So that means I have to adult and get registration renewed and all that adult things. But after that, we're going to the 6 Mile Cypress Slough out in Fort Myers. Hopefully there's parking. If not, I guess I'm gonna go park somewhere else and just walk there and just keep walking for the whole day. But, and then I think afterwards I'm gonna treat myself a little bit. You know, it's my birthday. I deserve it, right? I agree. So we're gonna get iced caramel macchiato. I don't know if Starbucks still has it, but it's got the like cloud on it. But I don't know. But we're definitely getting iced caramel macchiato. That's my favorite whatsoever of all time, with 2 extra shots of espresso because I need that caffeine. So let me get going. Let me get to the 6 Mile Cypress Slough, and we'll jump right in there. All right. All right, guys. So we made it here. When you first arrive, there's a huge parking lot. It's usually packed full of people. So I was hoping if I got here nice and early, there'd be some parking, which there was, thankfully, because I was determined to walk from the Publix Plaza about like 2 miles down all the way down here to shoot this. There's actually a spot for brochures and stuff like that, but they were all out. And even though it says to please return it, you know, people aren't going to. So I actually don't know too much, and I'm gonna probably whisper a lot because it's a very active thing for wildlife and a lot of people. So I'm gonna try not to be so loud. Just so hopefully there's some more wildlife. Here's a quick, I don't know what kind of bird this is. It's a big black bird, it dives in the water. It's like a duck, but it's not a duck. I don't know. Maybe a brochure would have told me. But yeah, you can find like alligators here, different birds. You can find otters and things like that. Right now the water's kind of green and algae filled. It happens every now and then, and we do have an issue where when they release water out of the Lake Okeechobee, it really messes with our water down here in Southwest Florida. We have bad allergy because of it. Basically, it's all the chemicals from people fertilizing and killing weeds and stuff like that, so it really, really ruins all of our water down here when they start releasing it. But we're gonna dive in, kind of check things out, try to get some videos. Again, I'll adjust my, voice during the editing process, but I'm gonna try to whisper and see what we can find out here. All right. The whole slough is actually 3,500 acres. It's insanely large, and you get to walk through just a couple, I don't remember how many miles, but I wouldn't say it's more than 2 miles. When I was in middle school, we actually got to walk through the slough itself and through the cypress trees, and we had to deal with the cypress knees, and we smacked our shins in it, trip and fall. Looking back, it's comical, but when it happened, it sucked because, you're face planting in water and stuff like that. But there's little spots for you to stop and look at the tour brochure and stuff like that, but they do have a guided tour. They have it on certain days at certain times, and I think during the summer it's Wednesdays at 9:30. It's obviously Tuesday when I'm recording this, and I usually work on Wednesdays, so I'm not gonna make it, but it does have a lot of information. And again, I'm not gonna disclose everything because I want you guys to come out and experience it, and if you can't, the snippets I give you is gonna actually be pretty well. I don't know if you can see that, but the white blob was a bird. It was probably a great white egret. So that black bird I showed earlier, it's one of the birds that actually the feathers don't dry naturally, so it has to have its wings spanned out like this. And so when it spreads its feathers out, that's how it dries itself, because it doesn't have the natural oil that most birds do. I don't remember the name of the bird, but I remember learning about it when I went to Ding Darling. But so it dives into the water, and when it goes and tries to dry its feathers, it actually has to stand with its wings wide open for it to dry all the way. So that's a cool little fact. So there's some of these plaques, and it has questions and it explains a lot, and then you flip it open and it tells you what animal, mammal it was talking about. When a squirrel builds a nest, it's not a nest, it's a dray. Drey. And so here's a quick video of a cottonmouth. They're the only semi-aquatic viper in the world. They're also like a part of the viper family, and they're actually really well known down here in Florida. So what it means to be semi-aquatic is it can thrive in the water or up on land, it doesn't matter. And the reason it's called like a cottonmouth is because inside of its mouth is white like cotton. Again, it's part of the pit viper family, and it's very well known down here. Actually, fun fact, in Indiana, it's an endangered species, but it's mostly known in the southeastern United States. Also, fun fact, this little lizard, here is called a knoll lizard. It's actually foreign. It's not from the United States, it's from Mexico. It's an indigenous species, which means it takes over things and it shouldn't be here and stuff like that, but it's so populated now that it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I just bumped into a guide sitting at the otter pond. So the birds we found earlier with the wings spread out is an inhinga. So we didn't get to see any otters, unfortunately, because, I mean, they tend to be in the pond, but they have 3,500 acres, and if the food's not prime there, they're not going to be there. They're opportunists, so... I do know some people who have seen otters here, and they've taken pictures, and it's so cool. And then I just saw these birds. I don't know what kind of birds they are. They're not crows. So. And then I saw some fish in the water. There was a gar, but it was in the shadows, so I couldn't get it on the camera. And gars they have a long skinny nose like a crocodile, but imagine like a crocodile nose but on a fish body, and that's a gar. I'll try to find a picture on. So through here you'll have a chance. They have so many different animals. There's blackbirds and raccoons and different deers and otters, so on and so forth. So if you come at the right time and they feel like being around here, you could actually see some of it, or you can't. You know, it's a toss up. There's alligators, stuff like that. So you never really know. You never know when they'll be out because they do what they want. They're animals. They're gonna go where the food's at. So good luck if you come out. Good luck finding some animals. It all depends on the time of year and what time of day it is too. So like if the bigger animals, they're not gonna come out when it's like hot out and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. So it's all about timing, luck. Alright, so let's dive into a little about the 6 Mile Cove Slough Preserve. So it's open, the trail, the boardwalk trail, the 1.2 mile trail is open from dawn to dusk, I think, or dusk to dawn. I don't remember which way it goes. Anyways, it's open from sunup to sundown. The interactive building with the air conditioning and all that stuff, it opens at 10 o'clock and it closes at 6. There's a fee to park. It's $1 an hour or $5 all day. I always do $5 because you never know how long you're gonna be. So again, this preserve, when they got it, it's part of the waterway to get to the Cedar Bay, and helps filter and watershed and all that. I don't understand any of that, but it helps with the water and the filtration and all that stuff. Now, I was reading that it does have some issues with algae. I don't believe it's the same algae that we suffer in our waterways and canals and stuff like that in the ocean, in the Gulf of Mexico. I was reading that the issue that they have is when they built some of the ponds, they went a little too deep, so they have issues with the natural chemicals mixing, and it forms a green algae. It moves in and out, and it's just the way it is. It's not as bad as the algae that we get. In some of these videos you'll see the algae. It doesn't smell like when we had the issue not that long ago, which we'll probably get soon. But anyways, I digress. Suffer in our our waterways and canals and stuff like that in the ocean, in the Gulf of Mexico. I was reading that the issue that they have is when they built some of the ponds, they went a little too deep, so they have issues with the natural chemicals mixing, and it forms a green algae. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I had a lot of fun today. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see as many animals as I would have liked to see, but nonetheless, it's still an enjoyable day out in nature. If you do come here, I suggest, unless you come before it's open or after it's closed, I suggest you hit up the center so you can read about different animals and stuff like that, and then hit the trail so you can kind of see everything in action and stuff like that, and you know about the animals now. Again, it's kind of first come first serve type parking, so if you come here and the parking lot is full, fortunately you might have to walk if you go park. With that being said, there is the opportunity, of course, if you do it during the season. So our season runs from October to April usually, so if you come during that time, of course it's gonna be busy because all of the northerners want to come through and walk, and it's a great spot to walk because it's like 85 or 90 degrees out today, but walking the trail, it didn't seem that hot because you're mostly in the shade. And on top of that, I have a slight sunburn on my skin, and I didn't feel the sun at all because of all the trees and the cypress kind of providing that shade for you. So it is a very nice walk in the morning or in the evening time. Even during the height of the day, I guarantee you it's not as hot as it actually is.